All right, this is 10b, and I'm going to continue where I left off here in meshing Luke with John, or John into Luke, Matthew, and Mark. And this would be new editing. I'm just saying that it was nearby. He was coming, more or less. He was not still far away, not to be replaced still far. I guess that's okay. Son to servant makes sense. That hour. So this way here, I have him not traveling yesterday because the story does not say yesterday when you combine them all together. Well, that was mesh above. Forgot what I was reading there. And this one's going to get meshed below. So, and this was nowhere to put in the verses. It's already now mesh below. Okay, what happened here, these were the other ones that from the other stories. Because there were so many times that they were getting into the boat. So what I'm going to do is now mesh all these together. So this is just a note for me to say that when I've done this, these are out. But I don't know if I actually show them like text put in here and then 13. Yeah, see, I don't see 13 here. And this is a note for myself, which is done now, so I do that. You can see a lot of this is getting taken out. So this is combining all kinds of verses here. So yes, you will have to take it and look at it seriously and pretty much probably have 2 or 3 or 2 PDFs open when you're doing this one or checking all this. And here I'm using the word sacks. I had bags. I'm still not sure, but I think sacks is a good one. So because when you realize that when you are traveling like what they're doing, they would still need something to lay down on the ground for them to lay on. That type of thing, there's moisture in the air, so it's kind of like, is there going to be dew on the ground in the morning? So this is just to say that they have a supply of things, and I didn't like the word bags. So they had sacks, meaning that they're quite large, handling a lot of the other things here. Toothbrush, comb, hair wash, everything that they would need to reasonably clean themselves. Sorry about that. Okay, and this is sticking with the word sacks. And this is now going to be, this text here was moved up. This here text was moved up into there. This here text was moved above. And then when you're going to see the next text, it's going to be all cleaned up, but the object is it'll look like this with all the different verses. I just broke this verse up for this video, so this is going to be a new edit. When I was going over all this, I realized that that needed to be edited, and I missed it in the video with it, so that has to be a new edit. or at least be told. Even though John was a large book, you can see that when you put all these stories together, this was moved down to the end. It didn't belong here at this time. So I don't think I've seen any notes that I've added from the end. So I'm going to have to, I think there's another video I can make then that shows that editing going in, and then finally get all the titles of all these different, because I'm going to be putting in maps and titles, so of these small sections, and then try to build up a um, table of contents. I'll have a link at it that I go, you've probably seen it a couple times, that I have a space for it to go down to the bottom. And so when you open this up, you can start reading right off the bat. You don't have to skip 6 pages or something for the titles. So those were taken up, and you can see I finally figured out how to get rid of verses and show in what I was saving that. See, I don't have a title here, and this I'm gonna, because the days are going to start being counted. Some of it's mentioned in the text itself. So when I'm reading over the next version, I probably went back through here and edited these here words here. Move this verse. Okay, I moved it. I don't know where it went. So, down here. So I moved it to here. And then needed some correcting, because it made more sense saying they will see and not behold, or I had the word you there, that they, everybody. So, because it is prophecy and it's words from our Creator. So I'm very conscious of when I'm trying to hopefully edit it as if our Creator had said this to the prophet, and then the prophet had it written this way. Although sometimes, no, I've seen our Creator 8 times, and the first time I seen him, I can still remember everything. So it's kind of like, I don't think they would make an error in the way the choosing of their words, what he said. But to me, go through here and then try to say what they heard from him, that's probably one of the more difficult tasks in doing this editing. Is, and then here I'm meshing this below. And when I did, I don't need these words here. Needed to add those words. And then, let's see here. I forgot to put me in here, so you didn't really need to see me, but I like to try to express things personally and talk to you every once in a while. So if I've been doing that, now you really get to see me here. Didn't need these verses, needed to relate to it when I'm editing. This word didn't work, so needed these words replaced, or more correctly said. These verses are just being removed, so there's not too much there to be said. Admin speaking, that's kind of easy to understand. This text went above, so you can still see I'm guessing at the days. I kind of got like ABC all of a sudden. These are more exactly day. That first one was just a question mark. Now they seem to be day after day here. And the story's pretty much placed this way because what happens was all the text of him entering went into the first one. And because when you see that text, you can say, okay, that's reasonable that because he had been traveling and then he went in, he threw them out. No, he didn't throw them out. He just made his appearance. And then it says that he left, went out for the, so he's now got to go find someplace to sleep or live and eat. And then the next day will be that he went into Jerusalem and he kicked them out. So a lot of the text when you're seeing it, this is where it gets picking what words go in what day. And that's kind of where I'm at because I'm reading the text right now and it just seems to last little bit of going here or going there. So, okay, now see this one as is. Now this is from the text below. So I guess I'm doing all the edits from the bottom and bringing them forward. So, I forgot to know what verse went above here to be placed here. So I pretty much have that as a note that when I go through it next time, I have that verse there. That's the first one I can see that I've really noted or I've caught that I've put there. Yeah, those edits. These were just pieces and none of them really fit correctly, so they're all out. And when you go through it, you'll see what I mean by pieces. I've still got the note that he did not answer. Moving these to the end. So, okay, I'm finding some that I did put into the text and then others not. And just like this, I can see that I should have added this up to here. Like this, just made this is going out. But maybe I added these words to this verse, but then it doesn't matter. 30, 31, 32, it won't get lost. It won't, it's not like I got different verse, different book type of text going there. And that one, so this verse I put at the end of the text because I needed to reread to see if I could place it someplace else. And this is the meshing of the text, so there's going to be all this will be new editing, and I'm just taking these words from here, placing them over here. Kind of standardize the color. I know some colors I had to use for two things, but this doesn't need to be there. And it's my body's death, not his blood. You aren't drinking his blood, even though that's what they tell you. You can't do that. That's just stupidity. It's about partaking in trusting Jesus that you're supposed to be as obedient to our Creator as you can because he was. So it's partaking of this obedience to our Creator is what I'm putting into the text here. And it's makes more sense. Blood does mean life, so should I put the word life there? Prophecy about my life. I think it's more or less that he's going to be talking about, I think it's down here. Yeah, it's right here talking about this betrayal act starts. So I'm pretty sure that that's what I put as why I put it as here. Now, maybe someday I might change it to life. Don't know. There's a lot of these when I'm reading them over and over and over. I didn't catch them the first time. I catch them the second time. So this here I needed to add that text. See below, I had it from down here. 23 was here, and I moved it up. Or no, I moved this to here, and then it still didn't make any sense. So it's out. As is, all this text I'm pretty sure was is being left alone. And they add the word soon. And if I'm meshing this below, I'm just thinking how much farther below. So I'm looking for that. Yeah, I better go back up there and find out where this stuff is getting meshed. This is page 45. It's looking like it is as is. So I'm going to change this to as is. Yeah, as is going to be able to work. Okay, being meshed below. And I added the word elders from this verse I'm getting rid of to be over here with these. Just moving the word then over to here and adding an and to read smoother from here. This here seems to be added in the next group. Yep, right here. So, oh no, it says see next group. And yeah, see this group here, and this group is better than this here text. So that text is out. I got do not mesh because none of it actually needs to be meshed. This story's already been so many times told in different books that it's already, this text was not needed. Change the word from bound from here to here. And I did move it. This is the verse here, is verse here. That was in John, so it's probably mentioned in the last video. That's where I meshed them around inside John. This here was needed when I'm putting it here. I'm meshing these upwards as is, and this was that verse where I took it from here in John and moved it up into the meshing of needed here. That went all the way up to here. So it was just that when you put the stories together and reading them, that it just didn't go up above. It went way above. So, not needed now that they're being meshed. Needed. Slight changes. Israel from Israel is meaning the people are from the male Jacob, Israel. So that's, I'm designating from Israel, women from Israel. This is all going to be meshed below. I'm using the word, I added the word for graveyard because the stories, when you see them put together, they seem, let's see if I can, I'm just scanning here. Oh no, this is, because this later is going to be pretty much, oh, here it is too. They came replaced by the road. Well, the thing here is this road, oh, that's right here. But the object is that they had to be near the graveyard, okay? When you're seriously looking at where Jesus was crucified, they have words of witnessing that the earth shook and the walls of the house cracked in two, and the roof caved in, and they seen souls ascending from the graveyard. So this has to be the road by the graveyard or in the graveyard, okay? So this is where the tombs would have been to for Jesus to actually be taken off the cross, and right there, his body is laid on a tomb. And this is over his head. I'm using that from here. Here it's mesh below, mesh below. Okay. Okay, souls ascending. So I don't know if I added this text or not. But the only thing is, oh, here, and many souls ascended into heaven. So there's verses here saying that they've seen the graveyard, okay? So that's why I added it up, those verses there. This is just a note that if you want to go see this, that it's saying the same thing, so I don't need to put it here. This is because I got the words first here and the first day of the first week. I know I edited the word week here from the word year, but I had already done it in this text here, so I knew that I didn't need to do it in John. So the object here is the holiest day of our year, which is our first day, and that's the day that he passed over. And then in the morning, probably in the afternoon, is when the king of Egypt sent them out or sent them on their way. So that is why it is the holiest day of the year. And I've added all these words here because a lot of people don't know. There's really no words in the text about that. This here, not true. Read the words from the angel. So this is one story saying it differently than the other. So I'd rather have the angel speaking to them because they have the words to tell you why. So when you read the story, you'll see that that story is not as good as the others. Here again, this here isn't true. Because this story here, there's going to be like words when I get down to here, 13. Okay, this was saying that they met them on the way, but so it couldn't have been this day. We see here, see there, he showed him his wrist and his side, so doubt I have risen. So that's already pretty much being said, but we don't need to know that Thomas said this. So I don't add the word disciple Thomas because when you read it, there might have been more than one. So that would be changing the text, but you now know why. It's because the story that's here, they were supposed to be traveling together. So what Jesus is implying is that when they were told by the angel to go up to Galilee, by Lake Galilee, that they'll meet him there, they were still doubting. Some were still questioning this. So it's probably a 2 days journey, I think, would be reasonable at that time because of the time that they're told. And let me see if I got a map here. And you can see that they're going from here, which is 20, from down here. So there's 70-mile journey. So yeah, it took a couple days to get up there. So you can just get an idea of what they're discussing, and Jesus is trying to put that into the conversation that I was also understand what you did or was saying. Okay, I was going to say I missed the words helper here. So this here is now combining the words for the helper. And I made a special video for this, okay, because I wanted to go over it very carefully and show you that I didn't really change a lot of words. But when you read it, I am the helper. So, because what's being said here, that this text that you're reading is second to our Creator's hidden formats. But there's more words in these. So I just went through why I rearranged some of the wording and where it reads better now. So watch that video. And then here, I needed to move that again after all that work. I needed to move it again. So here is the text in order and broke up the stories. Is, dividing it as group of what he's saying, like a paragraph. And then I'm going to move this to the end. Needed some more editing after I put the words together and then read it a few times. So then it comes out that it's, that's the end of the text. But I don't think that's the way I've got it. I think this text actually goes, yeah, would definitely go above these words here. Okay. And probably above here. Yeah, as we ascended into heaven. So somewhere above here, he tells them about the helper who is supposed to come. and correct all the crap from 2,000 years of atheist editing the text. So, and remember, when I say that, I went over every one of these verses, okay? And all four, and I'm rejecting all the other books because they don't matter. Some of them overrule what Jesus is teaching, so can't have that, don't want that, never need that. Okay. Now let's get down to see how many words. Okay, I haven't moved all the verses up yet. So 30 minutes, but now this has John added to the end. And like I said, these were extra that I found after I already did these, put them together, and then I went to double check with verses. I found I had missed these. So I put them at the end, and then I'm pretty sure the next video I've got to show you, because pretty much a lot of them did find a spot to go, or it had a like text and it's not needed. So, all right, that'll be the end of this one here, and might have to do it another day. But anyways,